Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very special edition of the JV Sports Show here live on our YouTube channel tonight, Vince. This has been a long time in the making, my friend, tonight, but tonight we're announcing the schedule for the 2020 version of Thursday Night Football, the return of Thursday Night Football.
This is something that's been in planning. We started talking about this thing, James, last year, and the teams that kind of popped up in our heads initially are definitely some of those teams are here with us tonight, but there's a lot of others, and it's been such a fun process because here we are. We're going to have everything from 1A to 6A, everything, and it's unprecedented. I can't tell you. I don't know that it's ever been done before from one broadcast team that's covered every single level of high school football in the state of Arizona till now, till this season.
Yeah, we're very proud of that fact. We were able to somehow get that to happen, Vince, going down the schedule. And it took a lot of things to come together. The schools were very cooperative, I should say. Obviously, if they wanted to participate, they kind of had to be a little cooperative, but the stars had to align per se to get everything to work out correctly. But we're just so excited about the schedule that we got to release for you here tonight. And we got some exciting games on the slate, Vince.
We do have some exciting games on the slate and a lot of exciting coaches, a lot of great guys, a lot of innovative guys, and a lot of old school guys, a lot of guys that you could sit back and swap stories with and everything in between. It's going to be a great year, a lot of fun. Let's get right into it, James, shall we?
Yeah, let's do. But before we release anything remotely related to the schedule, Vince, let's go ahead and introduce a couple of special guests that have joined us here this evening. First off, it's going to be our sideline reporter for this season of Thursday Night Football. Her name is Brittany Boyer. You might have heard of her. She's done work in the past. She's actually did her master's degree at the Cronkite School, and then came out. She's done some work for Pac-12 Network and a bunch of different various media outlets. So we'd like to introduce her now. Brittany, are you on with us tonight? There she is.
She is, but she's muted. Okay.
I'll get you here, Britt.
We could see her. We could see her talking.
There she is.
All right.
I'm not
Brittany.
Like this whole technological communication thing. I know I'm young. It's not for me. It's overwhelming almost.
So Brittany is going to be our sideline reporter this season. She's going to be roaming the sidelines and not necessarily talking with the coaches during the game. Obviously, we don't want to interrupt you guys' strategies and game planning and execution of the game plan during a game. But she's going to be interviewing you possibly when you're coming off the field or coming onto the field for the first time in the evening. And she's going to be reporting on, different sorts of things going on in the field, kind of give us a field level perspective. So we're really excited to have her on board. And Brittany, you just want to say a little bit about what you're going to be doing for us this year?
Yeah, so I'll be on the sidelines. We'll be doing the pregame show, the postgame show. We'll have some halftime stuff. I'll talk to some of the players, I'm not really sure who all is on this Zoom call, to be 100% honest. I know Canyon View and Eastmark both are on our schedule, and I've talked to both of you kind of about building a new program right now in the pandemic. So that might be a question I will ask you on the sideline at some point this season. But basically, I'll just be talking to you guys, getting a feel for it. If you've been around when I cover football for the newspaper and I've talked to you afterwards, it's probably going to be really similar to that. Keep it short, sweet, to the point, 3 or 4 questions, and then we'll let you go on your way because we know you want to talk to your teams and go about your night. So
outstanding. Well, thanks again for joining us tonight, Brittany. We appreciate it, and we're glad to have you a part of the team. Another member of our team this season is going to be running camera for us, or one of the cameras, I should say. We're going to have multiple cameras out there. One excellent obvious main shot, and then we're going to have a nice sideline shot, and then possibly another shot as well that we'll use to get some, hopefully maybe some fan shots. If we do have fans in attendance, that's something that we're not quite sure about yet. Obviously, everything's kind of up in the air on that. So, this streaming thing that we're doing might be the wave of the future, if you will, especially for in the near future because of everything going on with the coronavirus pandemic. But Justice Miranda is joining us tonight, and he's going to be running one of our cameras. Justice, how are you doing this evening, sir? Let me see if I can get you unmuted here. There you are. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Doing great. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we appreciate you joining our team.
Thank you for having me. It should be a great football season. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. So thanks a lot, Justice, for coming on here with us tonight. And we're looking forward to having you as part of the team for Thursday Night Football this year. Vince, what do you say we jump right into the schedule, my friend?
All right, here we go. So our first game of the season, our season premiere kickoff is going to be Thursday, August the 20th, where the Tucson High Badgers will be at the Maricopa Rams. And joining us tonight, Tucson High coach Justin Argraves. Is Coach Brandon Harris from Maricopa here? I don't see him on the screen, but we've got Coach Argraves. Coach Argraves, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, bud. How you doing?
All right. How are you doing, Coach?
Doing well. Appreciate you having me on.
Coach, tell us a little bit about your team and what the expectation is going into this season.
Well, obviously, always high expectations going into the season. Coming into this year, we return a lot of young guys that we had last year. Return our quarterback, Aiden Ortiz, who did well for us last year. We turn Martin Barras at linebacker, Daniel Becerra at receiver, and Elias Johnson at receiver. So we're pretty happy with the skill position set. Down in the interior, we'll be a little young. We return a couple guys there, but we're going to be really young at that area. So that's going to be one of our concerns going into the offseason. But we're definitely excited to get going. Currently right now down here in Southern Arizona, we're not allowed to work out with our kids right now. So we're still on pause right now, waiting for the green light to get going. So that's going to be a little bit area concern because we're still up in the air on when that's going to get going. But we're hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to be hitting pretty soon here.
Coach Argraves, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're so pleased to have you guys as a part of the kickoff game for Thursday Night Football this upcoming season. Do you think you'll have a lot of people down there in Southern Arizona? They'll be able to tune in and watch this game. Obviously, a lot of people won't be able to travel up to Maricopa and attend in person if anyone is able to attend at all. And hopefully that's a benefit to your program.
Yeah, that's going to be the big question, especially going into week one, being on a Thursday night, that's going to be pretty exciting. I think there's only one game down here. I think Miranda and Mountain View are going to be playing down here on a Thursday as well. But, other than that, it's only game going. So hopefully we have a lot of guys tune in. Because who knows what the scene's going to look like with fans and all that good stuff. I think we're all kind of in the waiting game on that. But we're pretty excited to have it live streamed. I think that's going to be a tremendous asset for our community down here. And I know everyone down here is pretty excited.
Wonderful. Thank you, Coach. Thanks so much for joining us. Unfortunately, we missed Coach Harris from Maricopa tonight, but we'll circle back with him. Let's move on now. So, James, one thing that we did is to accommodate some of the teams, and also, we had a couple of openings and pockets in our schedule to where we were able to finagle a couple of things.
Yes.
We scheduled a Saturday game. We actually scheduled a couple of Saturday games, but Saturday, August 22nd, we're gonna take a 1A game. We're going down to 1A, and we're gonna see the Mayor Wildcats take on the Tempe Prep Knights. And coaches Mike Gutierrez from Mayor and Coach Larry Kane from Tempe Prep. Either of those gentlemen joining us tonight? Coach Kane, Coach Gutierrez, did either of you make it on with us? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so it should be a lot of fun, should be exciting. It's our first foray into 8-man football, 1A level. Coach Kane promised us it was going to be a very competitive game. We're looking forward to it. James, what's your thoughts? Have you seen any 8-man ball recently?
Vince, I have seen some 8-man ball in Arizona, and it's pretty competitive, actually. They have 6-man back in Texas, which is a little bit different. There's just obviously 2 less guys, but it's very competitive. And if you ask me, football is football. I'm excited about it.
Wonderful. Well, we're really excited as well, and that'll be on Saturday, August the 22nd, 7 p.m. at Tempe Prep. Believe Tempe plays their games out at Mesa Community College. So we're looking forward to covering that game, and should be a lot of fun for anybody that's never seen 8-man football, and good stuff. So thank you so much for the opportunity, Coaches Kane and Gutierrez, Mayor at Tempe Prep. Moving right along, Saturday, August the 29th, we are back in Tucson, Arizona to pick up a Phoenix Union game at South Mountain, heads down to Sunnyside, down in Tucson. And joining us from both teams, South Mountain head football coach Byron Evans, who's no stranger to the Tucson area, having played his college ball there, and Sunnyside head football coach Glenn Posey. Coaches, are you on with us?
Yes, I'm on. Coach Evans is on.
All right, Coach Byron Evans. Coach Evans, Coach, I saw you at the Phoenix Union Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony about a year ago. Coach, you look like you could still play.
Maybe 2 plays, maybe one.
Oh, come on, Coach.
Maybe one on a hold for extra point, and probably the second play I probably get on the kickoff for the one that puts the finger up and then tell the guys to go. 2 plays. That's it. That's all I got. 2 plays. That's it.
Coach, you got to be excited. This is your debut. This will actually be your second week in as a head coach. You're going to be heading back to your old stomping grounds in Tucson.
Right.
What does this mean to you in facing a storied program like Sunnyside, taking your kids down there?
It just would be a great challenge for us. We'll have a team coming in, not having a whole lot of to do with the team right now because of all that's going on. But, we'll come down, and we know Sunnyside will be a formidable opponent. They play hard. We know that they coach well. We know they're going to give their all, and, we'll be up for the challenge. We'll come down and we'll be up for the challenge.
Coach Evans, it's great to see you again. I had the privilege of coaching your son Byron at Phoenix Christian High School there in Phoenix.
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
Great to see you again. And I just wanted to know if there's any way we can maybe hitch a ride down to Tucson with you, you guys on the bus that day.
No, I don't know if you hitch a ride, but you get a chance. If you get there, you can get a chance to stay. I got some good friends there. David Adams, matter of fact, Sunnyside. Okay. He'll be there. He'll be giving us grief. So hopefully we don't have to throw him out the game, and the game will go as well. We're looking forward to the challenge. We know, like I said, Sunnyside is going to be a great opponent. They play hard, they coach well, and they get after it. So we'll have our work cut out for us.
That's going to be a fun one, Vince. A 5A matchup there down in Tucson.
It will. And Coach Posey had sent me some notes, and unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight, but he said
I'm here.
Oh, he's there. Coach Posey, welcome. All right. Well, there we go. Now
I think that's gamemanship. See, that's gamemanship already.
Stuck in on us.
Come on, Coach.
I'm a Phoenix Union guy. I tried to skate through this one so we get to the next one real fast here. But Coach Posey, thank you so much for joining us. So tell us, and you had provided me with some notes, but give us kind of a cliff notes on your team here real quick.
Well, last year was my first year back. I coached 3 years at Pima College, and with them dropping junior college football, I came back to Sunnyside, and last year being my first year back, I played 3 freshmen and 8 sophomores. So we were lime green young and hopefully building for the future. So we took our lumps last year, and hopefully we can benefit from what we learned and the lessons we learned last year, so we can go play. We put a tough schedule together so we can get playoff ready, and hopefully we can make that state championship run.
Awesome. Coach, thank you so much. And it should make for a great game. August 29th, that's a Saturday, South Mountain at Tucson Sunnyside. Moving right along, James, we go to Thursday night, September 3rd. And we're going into the West Valley. We've got Vista Grande at Canyon View. And joining us from those 2 programs, we have Coach from Vista Grande, Coach Chris Seymour, and from Canyon View, Coach Mickey Van Kirk. Coaches, good evening. Coach Seymour, there he is. How are you, sir?
There we go.
Doing well.
Great.
Thanks for having me.
Great. And I don't believe Coach Van Kirk made it in, but Coach. Coach Van Kirk is here. Okay, super. So both of you guys are here. So Coach Seymour, so we had asked you a little bit about maybe what you knew a little bit about this Canyon View team. Obviously, their first year playing varsity, so you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, we kind of don't know what to expect going in. I mean, we'll be able to get some tape on them, their first 2 games and all that, and be able to prepare. But we really don't have any idea about what we might see and things like that. So, it's one of the challenges of playing a team first year, varsity football team. But, we'll do our best to prepare and be ready.
How much interaction have you had with your team, Coach Seymour, over the last couple of months, given the coronavirus pandemic and everything that's been going on? You guys obviously probably been doing the same thing everybody has with the Zoom meetings and trying to keep in contact with your guys that way.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in the same boat everybody else is. We're doing weekly Zoom meetings a couple times a week, and we're trying to communicate every day, whether it's, via email or text or however we can communicate with our guys on social media, and just trying to keep up with them and see how they're doing and making sure they're doing okay and all of that stuff. So, it's been a challenge for sure, just like it has been for everybody, but we're doing the best we can.
Coach Van Kirk, so your first year varsity football, what has this experience been like, having to do a lot of this virtually, and what are you expecting to show up once you guys are out on the field?
Well, a coach was saying he didn't know what to expect to see out of us. I'm on the same page. I don't know what he's going to see either. So, it's tough for everybody, but it's really been a challenge in the first year of a varsity program, having these younger kids who've done a JV and a freshman schedule, and many of them had never played football. And, you saw some growth, and you were really excited. And then you get to this point now where you're very limited in what your ability is and how you're able to communicate with them and the frequency of the meetings and certainly the activities you're allowed to conduct. So it's not been easy, but I probably wouldn't trade it for much anything else.
Coach Van Kirk, what would you consider a successful season this year? Not really give us a prediction or anything like that, but what would you want to say about your football team after this year to say, we did pretty good in our first season? Well,
in a twist of genius on my part, we had Saguaro on our schedule the first 2 years. So what I would like to see is no games like those two at the end of this year. If
yes,
all goes well, that would be hopeful. But honestly, I think you really want to see is just some improvement from start to middle of the year to finish, and build on the growth that we've seen in the first two seasons, which has been, quite substantial.
All right. Thank you so much, coaches Van Kirk and Seymour. Vista Grande at Canyon View on Thursday, September 3rd. Moving right along. So we've got a Friday night game.
Friday night football,
September 4th. Yes, sir. And it's going to feature Valley Christian at Northwest Christian. Joining us from both programs, Northwest Christian's Dave Innes and Valley Christian Jake Peterson. Coaches, are you here this evening? Coach Innes and Peterson. Doesn't look like they made it on. Okay, well, I've got some notes here from Coach Innes, and he, bear with me, used one word a lot in this little note here. He's a true politician, but Coach Innes states of Valley Christian, he says, Valley Christian is a great program that has a great history of playing great football. They are in the middle of a coaching change, but made a great hire with promoting their defensive coordinator, Coach Peterson. He's been in the program for years. The kids love him, and they play really hard for him. The last 3 times we played them, the games have been hard fought and down to the wire. The teams and kids know one another and love competing against each other. We're expecting another hard-fought game between 2 teams again this year, like always. Valley Christian is a program on the major rise. The sky's the limit for them, and it's a, James, great school ran by a great administration. So
true, spoken like a true Ennis for Ennis 2020, right? No, right. Dave Ennis, Coach Dave Ennis, a great man over there at Northwest Christian. That's been a rivalry for a long time, Vince, here in the Valley, and that's just 2 great private schools going at it. And they started in the lower divisions at the 2A level, and now both those schools are now up in the 4A. So it's going to be quite a contest. We're looking forward to it. Again, it's on a Friday night special edition of that Thursday night football that we were talking about. Like we said, we had such great response that we had some teams that were willing to kind of shuffle the deck a little bit. And Vince and I have a couple of bye weeks in there with our high school programs that we're involved in. And so we were able to squeeze in a couple of Friday games. And so we're excited for that. That's going to be a great one. Again, Valley Christian at Northwest Christian, 43rd Avenue and Bell. Not to mention, Vince, it's right around the corner from the house. So
really convenient. You'll be home. You'll
really
be home
convenient,
early.
but that didn't play into it, I assure you.
Oh no, of course not. All right, let's moving right along. So Thursday, September 10th, we've got a 2A game, and features Tonopah Valley at Valley Lutheran. A good friend of mine out at Valley Lutheran, Coach Brian Porter, and Dustin Johnson out at Tonopah Valley. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
All right, there he is, Brian. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic.
All right, man. So, Coach Porter, what's the transition been like for you the last couple of years? You're in 2A now. You guys were playing 8-man ball. You were single A, and you've had a couple of good seasons, and there were some struggles early on. But tell us what you've got now.
Yeah, I mean, when I first got here 3 years ago, we were in 1A football, and that was a big change for me, coming from Cactus Shadows and having to do that. But it was a great experience. We moved up to 2A football 2 years ago. It did not go well. It was definitely a struggle. We ended that year with 14 kids. I was able to take over the program last year, and we were able to just kind of build on what Mark Kemp had started at the program and really start to bring this up. I mean, we graduated 3 seniors last year.
Wow.
And we only had 5 juniors, and all the rest were sophomore and freshmen. So continuing this year, looking at only 5 seniors and all the rest being underclassmen, I've had 12 freshmen contact me ready to go for the summer when we start on Wednesday.
Mhm.
We are just happy for the program. The assistant coaches are working hard, like all the rest of you guys, with Zoom meetings and everything like that, and trying to get in as much as we can before we start workouts. But the rise it's been challenging, but I think we kind of shocked some people last year. I'll tell you that much. We definitely did, and we look forward to continue to do that for years to come.
Coach Porter, we're excited for your game, a 2A matchup there. It's actually going to be held over at Phoenix Christian High School, where the Valley Lutheran Flames play their home games. Are you guys excited about some of the lower divisions getting a little bit of love and getting some coverage?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's great. Tonopah Valley has been a great opponent for us. We've seen them in a few 7-on-7s. I have nothing respect for those guys over there. They're hard-nosed kids, but it is nice to get that 2A some recognition that I think they deserve. Having been at the highest levels here in Arizona and coaching down in Florida, the only thing 2A lacks is the amount of players on the squad. That's how I look at it.
Awesome. Well, you know what? And a lot of the 6A programs will probably say the same of what you just said. So anyway.
Listen, I don't know about that. My 24,
Yeah. All right. Coach Porter, thank you so much. Looking forward to that Thursday, September 10th, Tonopah Valley at Valley Lutheran. That is our lone 2A game of the week this season. Moving right along, let's go to Thursday, September 17th. And we have a 6A game, and it's going to be, drum roll. Yes.
Out in the East Valley.
The East Valley, a Phoenix Union team at Desert Ridge. Cesar Chavez at Desert Ridge, and coached by Cesar Chavez, Coach J.R. Alcantar, Desert Ridge Jaguars, Coach Jeremy Hathcock. Either of those gentlemen on this evening, Coach Alcantar, Coach Hathcock. Either of them make it this evening? No, they're not.
They're not big time in this, are they, Vince?
I don't think so. I do know.
I'm just
At least
kidding.
I hope not.
I'm just kidding. They probably couldn't make it. It's all right.
Yeah, well, Coach Hathcock's traveling out of state. I know that.
That's
but he said he
correct,
would try to make it on. Maybe he didn't have access to Wi-Fi, even though 99% of the civilized world has access to Wi-Fi. But, wherever he was, maybe he just didn't have it. And Coach Alcantar, both are looking forward to this matchup. Both are very excited about it. Obviously, 2 6A programs that have been in the conversation year in and year out. Chavez being at the upper echelon of their division year in and year out. A lot of talent out there in the Southwest Valley, as well as heading over to the East Valley and Coach Hathcock's team. James, you've seen the Jaguars quite a bit broadcasting for Red Mountain, I assume.
Yes, I have seen the Desert Ridge Jaguars a couple of times over the past few years, Vince. They play hard-nosed football, and I'll tell you, Coach Hathcock's teams, they will hit you in the mouth. And, and there's no two bones about it. And Cesar Chavez got to go over there and do a game on the road for Red Mountain at Cesar Chavez. And those guys play hard, and they're all really fast. So it's going to be a great matchup. It's going to be, it's just going to be a hard-nosed football game. And I'm looking forward to it. A big 6A matchup out there in the East Valley. That's going to be a great one.
Wonderful. All right. So that's September 17th, Cesar Chavez at Desert Ridge. Moving along, Thursday, September 24th, we're up in the North Valley, and we've got Desert Mountain High School out of Scottsdale at Barry Goldwater, the Bulldogs. Joining us from the Bulldogs, head coach Frank Loud, and from Desert Mountain, head coach Conrad Hamilton. Coach Loud, I see you're in the screen here. How you doing, sir? Frank Loud, Coach Loud. I think he's muted.
I'm doing good, Vince. How are you?
All right.
There
Coach.
he is.
There he is. Coach, you just got back from a nice vacation in France where you coached a little football, I think drank a little wine. I don't know. How'd that go?
Yeah.
Why'd you come back?
I went over there last October and got back last June. And then I took the program at Goldwater.
Okay. And so obviously maybe you got a little homesick, wanted to come back to Phoenix and coach a little football. You were, the head coach, longest serving head coach in Alhambra high school history. What made you decide to jump back in and take another school, and particularly Barry Goldwater?
Well, I had an opportunity to go to Europe and coach, so I did that. And then when I was there, the job came open, and they had a change in coaching, so I jumped in there, and I was anxious to get back into high school.
Okay. All right, great. And you'll be facing and coach, anybody that's coached against any of Coach Loud's team. You know that you and myself included, you guys, throw some fits on that double wing that he runs. It's just the ugliest offense in the world, but it's effective. It's strong, but you can't stop it.
I don't want to give too much away, but it's not the double wing; it's the single wing.
Oh, the single. Okay, all right. Well, they say okay, single. Maybe that's why we couldn't stop it. We thought it was a double wing. All right, Coach. You guys have never played Desert Mountain, but Coach Hamilton's team, obviously, Coach Hamilton, a defensive-minded guy. What are you expecting?
Well, just look. We don't know much about them, but just looking from what they did last year, they got a lot of returners, and they're usually a pretty tough team, and it'll be a good matchup for us, a good challenge.
Great. Did Coach Hamilton happen to make it in, James?
I don't believe Coach Hamilton is on. I'm not showing him on the list here, Vince, but we're excited for that game. That's going to be a great one. Desert Mountain at Barry Goldwater, and another
Thursday,
great 5A matchup.
Yep, Thursday, September 24th. Moving right along. Let's another Thursday.
Before we move along, Vince, we had a late joiner here. Coach Dave Ennis joined us. Can we talk with him for just a moment? Coach Ennis, are you there, sir?
I think he's muted.
Yeah, he might be muted.
Yep. Coach, you're muted, and I think your finger is on your mic as well, on your camera.
There he is.
We go. Okay.
Here, let me unmute him, Vince.
Yeah, okay. Probably a good idea.
He might be out campaigning right now, it looks like.
Getting some help with his
there we go.
There. All right,
Coach, how are you?
Hey, I'm old school. This new tech stuff. So, as long as I got a film to watch.
Yeah, well, you get
a little the oldest guy in the room, except for a guy over at Buckeye, one of my buddies. But is Kelly on tonight?
Yes, sir. He definitely is,
and he's not smiling. Yeah. So
now I got nothing.
Yeah, Coach. Real quickly, talk to us a little bit about this Valley Christian team you guys are going to face on Friday, September 4th.
Well, I tell you what, they're up and coming. They're getting better every year, and they're getting more and more kids out in the program. They're obviously their basketball program over there is amazing, but they promoted their D coordinator, Jake Peterson, into being the head coach, and they won't miss a beat. They're a handful. They are a handful, and anybody we play is good. But they are really we played them 3 times in the last 2 years, and it's each one of them get harder and harder.
Well, Coach Ennis, thank you again for jumping in here with us. We appreciate it, and we are looking forward to that game. Again, that one's going to be on Friday night, September the 4th, Valley Christian Trojans at the Northwest Christian Crusaders. That's going to be a great one, Vince.
Thanks, guys.
Can't
You're
wait.
welcome.
Can't wait. Okay, so moving along, Thursday, October 1st. It's going to be Miller time. We've got Coaches Miller facing off. So we've got Vance Miller from Arcadia heading over to play Travis Miller from Combs. Coaches Millers, are you there?
Yes,
I see one T Miller and I see a V Miller there. Okay, wonderful. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you so much. And you made it clear here in your notes to me here, Travis, that you guys are no relation. You guys like to pick on each other a little bit. You have fun with that. I've got some notes here that
he knows I'm his daddy.
Now this is what we're after here, Vince. The cat's out of the bag. Here we go. Now the show's getting good. Let's go.
So, and I'll let him tell you all about it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
You know, he's gonna claim record on this and our 3 years against each other and stuff. But little by little, I keep taking his staff. I got his OC over in my program now. He's falling apart. He can't hold it together.
So you viewers out there that aren't familiar with this rivalry, you're probably wondering, why in the heck are we going way out to the far East Valley to cover a team from what is essentially, Central East Phoenix going out there? Well, these guys played each other a few years in a row when Coach Vance Miller was the head coach at Apache Junction, built a nice little rivalry against Combs. Coach Vance Miller gets the job at Arcadia, and these guys are still keeping this rivalry going, so it should be a lot of fun. Seriously though, guys, you've got each other's number. You know what to expect. What can we expect as viewers in this game?
Go ahead, Travis.
Yeah. Let me see if I can try to predict everything he's going to say here. He's got speed and fastest team he's ever seen. I'll tell you, I have loads of respect for Vance. I think he and I are real similar in our approaches to the game and how we run our programs and what we expect out of our boys and our athletes. We're not related, but we kind of approach things very similar in a very similar fashion. So when we come to play, it's going to be fun because we've obviously played his system and his program against his program when he was at Apache Junction, and he already knows a lot about us and how we do things. Even so, I mentioned that we hired on his offensive coordinator, Coach Shrill, brought him over, and he's now our offensive coordinator. So there's going to be a lot of familiarity there between the two programs, and it's going to take some creativity and having some fun and stuff like that. A lot of game prep for that one. So we're excited for that game.
Coach, so Travis had sent me some notes here, and you involved your daughter in this by saying that you guys get competitive when you're going to ASU games because as coaches, all coaches get comp tickets from the colleges, and so you guys go, and whoever gets there first leaves a note for the other guy, and because you guys are right next to each other on the list. And I guess, Travis, you're blaming this on your daughter. I don't buy this, but you said once my daughter convinced me to write something silly like he eats boogers. And
I'll comment on that, Vince.
Okay.
So Travis needed to be able to beat me at something.
Okay.
So he made sure he got to the games earlier than I did. So he let his daughter make funny little comments on my name, and they checked me in, and you'd sign your name on a piece of paper, and it'd be there. So I had to hand that to him.
Okay.
I had to give him something.
He says that. But Vance, he said that that he imitates you on social media, and then you'll drop some friend jabs right back at him. So
we do. Everything we do is friendly. As Travis said, we have a big mutual respect. I really like how he runs his program, and he says the same about mine. We always know when we play each other that our kids are class acts on both sides of the ball. When we were at AJ or when I was at AJ, our kids were right down the street from each other. Most of them knew each other. But it was a lot of reflection on how he ran his program and the respect that those kids walked and played with, and how they treated everybody, and even people in the stands as well. So it's just when he told me we were going to have our game of the week coming from Arcadia, even though there's no relationship between the Arcadia program and the Combs program, Travis and I have a good relationship, and I wholeheartedly respect him and what he does. And as he said, my former OC that was with me for 6 years. He lives way out in Santan, so he wasn't coming with me to Arcadia. So Travis scooped him up, and the guy's outstanding. He's going to add more dynamic approach to an already well-established offense that Travis had. And he says he's going to have some wrinkles in there, and we're going to have some wrinkles. My defensive coordinator that was with me for 6 years went with me to Arcadia. So Paul Shrill and Rod Reed know each other. They practiced with each other every single day for 6 years. So we're going to know what he's doing. He's going to know what we're doing. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting.
We're looking forward to that game, Coach. It's going to be a fantastic one. Thursday night, October 1st, Arcadia at Combs. How's the transition been over there for you, Coach Miller, at Arcadia, being that it's your first year with the program?
I'm honestly bumpy because of this whole COVID-19. We were able to meet with the kids for a couple of weeks before the lockdown, and then after that, it's been Zoom every week, and I'm zoomed out.
Yeah.
So fortunately, we get to get back after it on Monday, starting with the hands tied behind our back approach for a little while, phase one for us. And but I'm just excited to get back there and actually see them in person. So the kids are excited. We've had a great turnout on our Zoom meetings, and the lower levels are beefing up, and there's kids coming out of the woodwork. And it always happens when a new coach goes to a new school. Everybody wants to come out and play football, so I'm sure it'll beef up with the first year and then settle down. So we're excited to get it rolling.
Awesome. Okay, October 1st, Thursday night, Arcadia at Holmes. Moving along. So Thursday, October 8th, we've got some familiar foes here. Down in Pinell County, it's going to be Walden Grove at Casa Grande, the Cougars. And we have joining us from Casa Grande, we have Coach Jake Barrow, and from Walden Grove, we have Coach Corey Noble. Gentlemen, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us on, Vince.
Awesome. So this is a particularly compelling matchup because it's a rematch of a playoff game last year. Take us through that game, and I don't know. I don't want to open any wounds here for anybody, but what makes the Walden Grove Casa Grande 2.0 that much more compelling?
I think it's actually 3.0. We saw them twice last year. Both of them went Casa Grande's way, and I think it's we both teams that got some young talent, got some good players coming back, and are pretty familiar with each other, at least from this last year, and excited to have another opportunity at it.
Great. And last year, and this was according to you, Coach Noble, these were the only 2 losses on your record last year.
Yeah, yes, sir, they were. We went 9-1, and then hosted them in the playoffs, and they took us down. So hasn't gone our way so far.
The rematch, Vince. That's going to be a great one. Coach Barrow, what are your thoughts on the game? Appreciate you joining us here tonight, and that's going to be a great one there at your place on October the 8th.
Yeah, we're pretty excited for it. Each time we play each other, they're always really good games. Walden Grove is an extremely well-coached, well-disciplined team. We played them in the regular season, and it was just a great game for everybody. And then, we had to play them again in the playoffs, which was a tough draw for us because, we know how tough they can
us
be.
Too.
And we were glad to come away with that with a win. Obviously, we're excited for it again this year because we know it's going to be a tough game. It is every single time we play, and I have nothing but respect for Coach Noble and his team, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
All right. October 8th, Walden Grove at Casa Grande. Friday, we've got another Friday game, James. October 9th, we're going to head way out east, and we're going to see the Eastmark Firebirds at Florence High School to face the Gophers. Coach Scooter Molander could not be with us tonight. Heard from him this afternoon. But Coach Scott Howard, Coach Howard, you joining us?
Yeah, thanks for having us.
There he is, Coach Howard. So haven't seen a lot of Eastmark, but we know a lot about what Coach Molander did at Brophy. What are you expecting?
Coach Molander's a great head coach. Did a lot of great things at Brophy. He's got great staff at Eastmark. Expect big things out of Queen Creek School like that with Coach Molander at the helm. And saw a little bit of some of their freshman games last year. They got a lot of talent coming up, so it should be a good game.
Coach Howard, we're excited for your game down there in Florence. What were your thoughts when we first approached you about being part of Thursday Night Football?
I was excited about it. Our community down there gets behind Florence football, and we kind of get overlooked sometimes being so far away from the valley, but it's going to be a fun matchup.
It's going to be a fun matchup, James. I'm excited to head out there. I'm excited for this road trip. It'll be a lot of fun. So, and that'll be Eastmark. The Firebirds are at Florence. The Gophers, that's Friday, October 9th. And that is a special edition of Thursday Night Football. It's going to be on Friday. Now, October 15th, we are going to be covering Bourgade Catholic at Paradise Honors. And Bourgade Catholic High School coached by Marcel Lopez. Paradise Honors coached by Coach Josh Goodlow. Gentlemen, good evening.
My coach couldn't be here tonight, so I am here in lieu of Coach Goodlow.
Okay, Mr. Clark, the athletic director out at Paradise Honors. Coach Lopez, I thought I saw him log in. There he is. Okay, gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Looking forward to this. So you guys had a game last year. Coach Lopez, tell us a little bit about this matchup last season.
We've seen them a few times, and last year, it was our senior night, and got a little heated. We had a couple scuffles and some ejections, and it ended up, it was a well played game, just hard fought. End of the year, and they're a tough team, and they have a lot of good athletes over there, and it's a tough matchup for us. They have a new coach coming in this year, so we're not too sure what to expect. But our guys know each other. We played each other, 4 years in a row, and it's been a lot of fun.
Great 3A matchup here. And Mr. Clark, tell us a little bit about your athletic program, about Coach Goodlow and the decision to give him the top job this year.
Well, so last year, Coach Talley was our head coach, and he has moved on to a 6A school over at Copper Canyon. Coach Goodlow was our offensive coordinator last year, and he did a wonderful job for us. He's really great at connecting with our kids and connecting with our parents. And so for us, it was just a natural progression to move him from offensive coordinator and give him the head job. And he's really brought in a really great staff of new coaches. They're going to breathe a lot of new life into our program. We were up and we've been down, and so we're trying to rebuild a little bit. And I've been out there with Coach Goodlow this week as they've been able to get on the field a little bit this week. And the kids are excited. He and his coaches are excited. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have to do for this year. I mean, it's going to be really exciting to see what they can do.
Mr. Clark, we appreciate you coming on with us here tonight, representing Paradise Honors and the Panthers. What do the kids know about Thursday night football yet? And this is really, I guess, a question for all of you guys. Have you told the kids yet, or are you waiting for the? We really didn't cover that, did we, Vince?
Well, I kept getting emails to say we couldn't say anything. So
okay.
So we didn't say anything. I don't know if Coach has told the kids yet. So I've been keeping it a secret. We're building a new website on the back end. And so I'm waiting for you guys to send me all that stuff so that I can post all of this stuff and make a big deal about it so we can show the broadcast, so we can show that we're going to be on Thursday night. And really, we want to showcase our facilities and all the stuff that we're doing way out there on the west side and Surprise, so that, people know where we're at.
Sure.
I can't wait. It's going to be a great 3A matchup, James. I am excited about that. October 15th, Thursday night, Bourgade Catholic at Paradise Honors. All right, James, moving right along. This is a game that we announced. This was actually the first game that we announced that we had finalized, and we kind of gave a little teaser a few weeks ago, had him on with us. Coach Moore, can I call you a legend? Is that fair to say? Are you a legend?
Only in my own mind.
There you go. Coach Kelly Moore. So Thursday night, October 22nd, we'll be heading out to Buckeye Union to see probably the biggest rivalry of the year for both those teams. Younker, the Rough Riders, in this 4A matchup against at Buckeye Union. So Coach Kelly Moore joining us, and Coach Anthony Clough from Younker. I don't know if he's on with us, but Coach Moore, thank you so much. Oh, there he is, Coach Clough. Okay, both of you guys. So you guys can go at it here right in front of us. Tell us about this rivalry. Coach Moore, what's the big deal about this season for you guys?
Oh, wow. Hey, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity, and really looking at the coaches here and the kind of teams that are playing. I think some of the best coaching always happens away from the limelight. So I'm grateful. You got a guy sitting right in the middle of your screen, Scotty Howard. He's one of the most outstanding up and coming coaches in Arizona. Bright. The whole thing. I mean, so I'm really happy with what you're doing. As far as us and Younker, we're sister schools, so it should be a rivalry. The Younker family, has been entrenched in the Buckeye area forever. It's actually our 100th year, so we're excited to be able to host you guys. After the game, there's a cafe in town that.
Yes, this is my.
That was my next question. Yes.
This is it, James.
The wings aren't even on their normal menu. So, it's old time religion, it's old time community. And if nothing else happens in any of our games, I think Younker and Buckeye play their tails off against each other for sure.
Coach Moore, are you saying that the losing coach has to eat the suicide wings at this cafe down the street? Is that what you're saying?
Coach, I'm not going to go down that road because I don't think either of us like tasting those kinds of things,
Coach Clough, tell us a little bit about your program and what you're expecting this season.
We kind of graduate a lot, but we replace with just as good. In the trenches, we bring back quite a few of our linemen from last year, and that's kind of what we're building on this year. New running backs and new quarterbacks. So, we're probably just like every other coach here. It's wait to see, the development of the summer. But it'll be interesting. I think we may not have the athletes we've had in the past, but I think we have a great team, a better team chemistry than we've had in the past.
Great. Coach Anthony Clough from Younker, October 22nd, Thursday night game of the week. Younker is at Buckeye. Coach Kelly Moore, can't wait. These are all going to be great games. Looking forward to seeing you, coaches. Looking forward to seeing you both. And let's move along. So our season.
Hey, Vince,
finale,
we want to stop right quick, and we want to say
ahead.
thank you to all of you coaches for working with us and making all this happen, because if it wasn't for you guys' cooperation and some of you have rescheduled games from a typical Friday to a Saturday or whatever the case may be. So we appreciate it, and we just want to say thank you as well. So go ahead, Vince. What's our final game of the inaugural season of JV Sports Show Thursday Night Football?
Here, the
Go ahead.
nice little tear jerker. You want me to follow that?
No,
that
tear jerk. Just a wholehearted thank you, because it took a lot to put this together, Vince.
It did. But we're excited. It was worth it, and wouldn't take back any of it for anything. So October 29th, our series finale takes us out to a repeat of a 2019 3A state championship game, where the American Leadership Academy out at Queen Creek is hosting Benjamin Franklin, the Chargers. Joining us from both teams, Ben Franklin coach Dave Jeffries, ALA coach Rich Edwards. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us on. Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you. It's good to be with you.
Coaches, you guys were among the first to reply back to us. I mean, you were on it quick, and you literally said, look, we want this game on Thursday night. It's a repeat of the state championship 3A. We're going to be 4A now, and we want it to be the season finale. Coach, how do you guys get along after a game like that? You guys were like, I mean, it was perfect. You guys came together, you negotiated together. I mean, nothing got nasty. It was real neat. Like, you guys are friends. You guys aren't friends, are you?
Well, we do go to church together.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Okay.
It's hard not to be friends with Dave and his wife. They're great people. So we're fortunate to be able to know them some off the field and have enjoyed that.
Now, that's easy for you to say, Coach Edwards, because you lead the series 8-0. So I want to hear it from Coach Jeffries at Ben Franklin. What's the real story here, guys? Your school is only a couple miles apart.
Let me at least say this. The first time I played against, or I coached against Rich, I was 1-0. My last school, before I came over to Ben Franklin, we did meet him in the playoffs and we got the better of him. So I was 1-0. I was up for a little bit, but I haven't beat him since. But no, we're 4 miles apart. So in theory, it should be a rivalry game, except Ben Franklin has not yet beat ALA Queen Creek. But I keep thinking that Chandler High didn't beat Hamilton. Took them 17 years, I think. Hopefully it doesn't take us that long, but at some point they did it, and now I think Chandler probably has the better of Hamilton. So it's a long time in the making. Maybe we can pull it off this year. The first several games we didn't even come close, but this last 3 times, 2018 and then 2019 we played them twice. We hung in there with them for 3 quarters and some change, but couldn't quite hang on for the win. So it's been a better game recently.
Outstanding, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Hey, James, that's how we're going to end our season.
A 14-game slate, Vince. It's going to be exciting. We got some great matchups. Once again, we're covering everything from 8-man all the way up through 6A. So a lot of great games on the schedule. We're going to Tucson. We'll start off the action in Maricopa, Tucson at Maricopa, Thursday, August 20th.
You got to show the.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Let's show the actual
the schedule here
We'll
for anybody that tuned in late.
Printing them on card stock and whatever else we're going to do with them, right, Vince? Let's see here. So yeah, we'll go over that schedule one more time, huh?
Yeah. So once again,
there we go.
Okay, we start off the season August 20th, Thursday, August 20th, Tucson High Badgers at the Maricopa Rams for a 5A game. Saturday, August 22nd, we are at Tempe Prep, 8-man football, 1A versus the Mayor Wildcats. August 29th, we're down in Tucson, which is a special Saturday night game, South Mountain at Tucson Sunnyside. September 3rd, Thursday, Vista Grande at Canyon View. Canyon View's first year playing varsity football. Friday, September 4th, special edition, Valley Christian at Northwest Christian. September 10th, Thursday, Tonopah Valley, a 2A matchup at Valley Lutheran. Thursday, September 17th, Cesar Chavez at Desert Ridge, 6A matchup. Thursday, September 24th, Desert Mountain at Barry Goldwater, 5A matchup. James, you want to finish off the rest of the list there?
Yes, sir. Starting off October 1st, Thursday night, October 1st, Arcadia, the Titans at the Combs Coyotes, a 4A matchup there out in the Southeast Valley. October the 8th, Thursday night, it'll be Walden Grove at Casa Grande, a 4A matchup. October the 9th, the next night, Vince, a back-to-back, Eastmark at Florence against the Gophers there in the 3A division. October the 15th, that'll be on a Thursday night. Once again, the Bourgade Catholic Golden Eagles at the Paradise Honors Panthers, a 3A matchup there. Thursday night, October 22nd, the Younker at the Buckeye Hawks, a 4A matchup. And to round out our season, Vince, October the 29th, a Thursday night matchup between Ben Franklin at ALA Queen Creek in the 4A division.
Chargers and Patriots, a rematch of the state championship at the 3A level last year. Gentlemen, coaches, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Folks, thanks for watching. We are so excited about the season. It's going to be a great one, be a lot of fun. Fingers crossed that everything goes off without a hitch. And we're just honored and humbled to be a part of it. Thanks for allowing us in the JV Sports Show to broadcast your games. Brittany, any final comments?
It's really excited to be a part of this. There's so many super awesome games. You know, I was out last week when James actually called me about the schedule, and he was like, I just sent it over to you. And I was so excited in the restaurant that I'm pretty sure a couple people at the other tables, even though we're social distancing, were looking at me. If you know me in person, kind of loud my voice carries. So I was not surprised. But I am so excited, and I just really hope that coronavirus doesn't put a dampening on this entire fall season, because there's so much momentum right now going into it, and I just cannot wait.
We're pleased to have you a part of the crew, Brittany. We're going to have a great time. And Justice, thank you again for joining us tonight as well. Justice, a great job with us last year for the Ho-Ho-Com Junior College Athletic Conference. And we look forward to working with him again this football season. And everyone that's watching,
and James,
please take all this stuff seriously. Wear a mask if you can. Let's all do everything we can over the remainder of this summer so that we can get football back.
James, and I also like to introduce, he's not on with us right now, but we've got an intern that'll be joining us, running a camera for us, Ryan Sikora. He'll be a senior out at Pinnacle High School. He's broadcasting major, so we're real excited to bring him into the fold. Ryan, if you're watching, welcome to the team. Should be a lot of fun. Guys, we're going to have a blast with this thing. And it's not going to be the single sideline camera that we're, that people are used to seeing. This will be a lot of fun, very interactive. And coaches, thanks again for allowing us to be a part of it. Okay?
Yeah, we're going to try to make it top notch. And a special shout out as well to our producer, Greg Jones. He's out. I bet he's probably out doing some DoorDash right now, if I had to guess. So he's out hustling and getting his hustle on tonight. So we appreciate everything that he's doing in this effort. And he's going to be helping us put on a great show on Thursday Night Football. So thanks again, everyone, for joining us tonight. We really appreciate you guys coming on with us. And we cannot wait to get this thing started, Vince.
Go JV. Listen Saturday morning, 9 to 10 a.m. on AM 1060 KDUS, the JV Sports Show, where we do our high school spotlight segment. And looking forward to featuring you guys as our teams of the week. It should be a lot of fun.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night. Stay safe, and we'll see you on August the 20th.